Awesome. Okay. So yeah, now we're recording. Howdy.
Cool.
We've got
Hey,
all this going. We've got drinks. I'm not gonna steal the name and call it drinking with, drinking with the Fab Arsenal, but we're both drinking because you need liquids.
you do.
It's just a
It's
necessity
a
of
thing.
life.
You do eating or talking,
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah.
chatting,
Just we'll start doing dinners. We'll just have little microwave kid cuisine. Let's do
the
kid
pasta. Yeah.
kid cuisine with the Fab Arsenal. But yeah, no.
McDonald's
So
Happy Meals
yeah,
for what is it? Getting them free.
little happy meals.
Did Did you see? There's like a limit of like 10 per customer
Oh, because of the Pokemon
near
stuff
us.
that they were doing.
Yeah, because of the
Yep.
Pokemon stuff. And I asked the guy, I was like, "Hey, why is there a limit?" He's like, "Yeah, there's been people coming in wanting 30,"
They
and I'm
just
like, "Oh my
yeah.
god."
I mean, there were people because you're allowed to buy just the toys. So there were people that were going in and just being like, "I want all of the toys that you have." And like the toy, I think if you buy just the toy, it's as expensive, if not more expensive, than the Happy Meal.
Really?
I think so. I think that there's like a thing where like if you buy just the toy, it's like $5.99 and the Happy Meal is $4.99 or something like that. It's like why just buy the Happy Meal and just put them all in a box and go find someone on the street and just be like, here, you're homeless, have 5 Happy Meals and give five to the next person and five to the next person.
I know,
Um,
right? Is it a pride thing? Like you walk away with your dignity
I
for
just got the toys. I didn't buy the
yeah.
Happy Meal. I'm not a kid. I'm buying Pokemon cards. I'm not a child. Yeah, it was really weird. But yeah, that craze is it's crazy. Um, but I mean, hey,
Craze is crazy.
we can't even talk. We play Fab, and our game is just as insane. You've
Yeah.
got we're not in Happy Meals yet. Oh, that'll be the day. That will be the day when you get a flesh and blood card in a Happy Meal. That'll be cool.
I mean, it would have to be in something bigger, right? 16 plus
Oh yeah,
on
you're
the
right.
booster
Oh, the
packs.
Mighty Kids meal now comes with a flesh and blood
Yeah.
card. That's how you get the edgy kids. No, that's how you get adults to buy Mighty Kids meals. Or just some restaurant, some fast food chain that is a little more not children oriented. Um, I don't know what it maybe PDQ or something, something that's not a
PDQ would
kids.
be great.
PDQ
Or
is
some
so
like
good.
adult place. Cloak?
Yeah, get a flesh and blood
I
card with
mean,
a
you,
meal. That's not
yeah,
bad. That's not a bad
packing a beer.
promotion.
That's a good
Packing a beer.
promotion, Matt.
There was actually a
I wonder
point
who could
who could make that
push that through
happen.
somewhere. I don't know.
Oh man, yeah, you just call it the Crazy Brew Special. You get a random beer and a pack for a
Oh,
blank amount of dollars. Yeah, that's actually.
that's brilliant.
Hmm. I'll have to pitch that to my Tuesday group. Um,
A pint and a pack.
Pint in a pack. Oh, I like it. Double the alliteration. Gotta love alliteration. Oh, it's so good. Okay, but yeah, let's hit some topics. So first off, we always gotta talk about those the TCG player promos that they released that were with the TCG player at home kit, which also is now the we all know is the LGS promos. So
Mhm.
that's awesome. They're going to be cold foil, but they're not equipment. They're just regular cards. I don't know how I feel about that because so far, everything that's cold foil is equipment or a hero. I guess Shiana it comes in cold foil as well,
Mhm.
or like a gem. But these are two just cards. It's interesting.
I had no idea they were cold foil. I
Yeah,
just saw a Monarch box for $130
yeah.
and I was just trying to
So
click as fast as I could to get that.
yeah, right. Oh my God, clicking it
That's
is
even better.
yeah, no, so yeah, the Monarch at Home release kit is a perfect place to start your journey. I brought it up on my screen so I can read through it. Into the fast paced world of Flesh and Blood. Inside, you'll find two cold foil promos and one first edition booster box. Enough card for 4 players to build a deck and jump right into the world of Wraith.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's their cold foil promos, and they're going to be the store promos, which also is. It's really interesting that TCG Player spoiled, not like spoiled like they ruined it, but like got to spoil the uh, promos because the cool thing about this promotion, and I don't know if because they haven't really talked about it a lot, is the at-home pre-release kit actually is going to benefit stores like actual LGSs. I don't know what like portion of the proceeds
Mhm.
goes to an LGS, but apparently it is based on like your LGS who sells through TCG Player actually gets a cut of um, like the proceeds of these kits, I guess, which is pretty cool.
Really? Oh,
Yeah,
TCG player gives it the money back to the LGSs that are close
yeah,
by the address?
that are no that are
Really?
selling. So like if your LGS sells Flesh and Blood, so like kitchen table games, they sell
Yeah.
on TCG Player. So theoretically, and I don't know if maybe if they've been talked to about how this is going to be working, but they're actually getting. It says it goes to benefit LGSs. I don't know what that actually means. It was in an email recently.
I mean, I like the vision. Because
Yeah,
so
I think
far,
it's
I mean,
nice.
when you have like big type of stores out there who are reaping the benefits of the monetary value, it's like, well, what about the local stores?
Yeah,
And
what about the local
I
store?
I, I feel for the local stores too, because they don't want to raise their prices, because then their players are like, hey, like, what are you doing here?
I'm gonna go
But
buy it
then
this so and so because it's $10 cheaper.
exactly, but the thing is, it's selling for that out there in the market.
Yep,
It's insane. I mean, we've already seen. I mean, even Star City is selling them for two
yep.
hundred dollars a pop. So
And
I
Star
don't
City
blame
is
any local store.
resetting the market. Like
Yeah.
Channel Fireball was selling them like hotcakes at 250.
Yep.
Before that, they were easy going for 300. And then Channel Fireball came in and they were like, "Hey, 250," and everybody was like, "Okay, well, now if Channel Fireball has a ton of stock and it's 250, we can't charge 300 anymore." So that kind of put a cap on it. And then Star City comes here and goes, "No, 200 even." And
Yeah.
just sets that whole the cap on the market. And I think it's you got to give CFB some credit for rolling back and giving people refunds if they bought at 250 now. Um,
Yeah. That was a good play.
it was definitely a good play on their part. I don't like from their perspective. What else do you do? Because no, they didn't have to give any refunds, but like if they were like, no, sorry, you bought at 250. That's how buying things works. They could have well within their rights to do that, but like everybody would have been like, come on, guys.
Well, yeah,
So
and it's like
it's definitely a good
from their
goodwill move on their part. Everybody walks away
of
from that going,
course.
oh, like CFB gave me my money back. That's nice.
Because their email box was probably flooded with tons and tons of emails, and then their management is probably like, okay, so you're telling me I can only make 400% increase on this product instead of
Instead of
500%?
500, this is
All right,
ridiculous.
let's just do it. You
Yeah,
know,
and I
okay,
guess
we'll
yeah,
cut
because a
the
lot of
line.
people were probably just coming in and saying, "I want to cancel my order," and they were like, "Wait, what if we give it to you at the same price?" And they're like, "Okay, I guess." So
Yeah,
it is better to make $200 than make nothing. So yeah, that's fair.
but those
I guess you really
promos
don't
are,
have to give them credit.
yeah. Well, I don't know. It was definitely
It's
a
definitely a
smart
good move.
play
Yeah, it's definitely a
because
good play on their part.
it could have gone a much different way, but the TCG player thing, I mean that I liked what you're saying. I didn't you're giving me some good information here. I didn't know they were cold foil.
Yeah.
I mean that changes the name of the game,
Oh yeah.
ultimately, and that's why they're selling out in 3 to 5 seconds. It's
Yeah.
absolutely ridiculous. I've never seen anything like it. I've heard of other things like concert tickets and such
Oh yeah.
being like this, but
The
I've never
Lady Gaga
actually
concert sells out in seconds. Yeah. Okay. Sure.
I've, I've never actually participated in it. It was
No.
just crazy to see. I'm really glad I finally got one. But yeah, the did you see the leak too with the one card?
Oh no, I haven't.
Oh, okay.
Was
So
that
the
the Eclipse Existence, the
yes.
purple one? Yeah. Okay. And when I re-edit this, I'm gonna put these images up here in the little chat. So if we want to talk about them, we totally can.
Yeah, and that card seemed really crazy. It was an instant, and I believe it was for 0, and you lose 5 health, but you destroy all equipment everywhere.
Yeah. I don't.
And
Is that real? I feel like
a
that's
lot
so
of people didn't.
broke.
A lot of people didn't think it was real, but I don't know. I wouldn't doubt that
Whew.
it's real. I mean,
I
what we've
mean,
seen a lot now is like the equipment cards are really the big difference between
yeah,
win or lose,
it's true. Yeah, they do. They
So
do make a huge difference. They're a huge part of the game.
exactly. And all the pros and all these people who are, big brained, who are good at the game, like to block with their equipment last.
Yep.
So I could definitely see how this would flip the script of it. And
Yeah.
hey, anybody new getting into the game, oh, you don't have your Fandel,
Equipment.
what
Just
is this?
run this.
Fandale Spring Tunic and all this. Yeah,
Yep.
run this one card that
Yeah.
destroys everything,
Yeah.
and then you're good.
And I
So
guess
I could definitely see it.
the way I read it is it destroys all equipment, so it also destroys yours too.
Yep.
Which I guess kind of balances that out. So we'll have to see. It's exciting if that's real and that's not just like somebody putting together a low res clippy cut of something and being like it's a leak. That's game changing, which I wouldn't be surprised if we see a lot of cards like that in Monarch that are just game changing. Um,
Yeah.
because I feel like with everything they've said, especially with James White saying that this is the full realization of the Flesh and Blood system, um, which is why a lot of people think that the comprehensive rules haven't been released yet, and they are now saying they're going to come out near the release of Monarch.
Oh, I
Which
didn't
I
think
think,
about that.
yeah, which I think means that there's something in the comprehensive rules, like imagine if they tried to put them out before Arcane Rising. You can't release
Yeah.
comprehensive rules without arcane damage, like that.
What's null rune?
Exactly, it would just
Yeah.
spoil the whole set. And like, yeah, I guess they could just clip out those parts and then add them in later, but that's such a pain, especially if they already have
Oh
all of
yeah.
it written, and if there's interactions between, and obviously there's interactions between like wizards and these other classes. So like the comprehensive rules have to account for everything. They are comprehensive. That's the whole point of the document.
Yeah.
But I'm really interested to see what's in that. I don't know what we're gonna see, but obviously, or I guess to me, I feel like it's obvious. It's going to become obvious that it's something in Monarch. There's a new mechanic. There's new something that they couldn't write about before.
Yeah, and that's going to be really cool to see how deck building and all this stuff evolves. Because, to your point, I mean, arcane damage wasn't even a thing.
Mm-mm.
And once that became a thing, blue pitch cards became really valuable in the deck. Because if you go up against Wizard and you have, 30 red cards and 10 blues, if Wizard can get a really good turn on you, he can just
You're
nuke you.
done. Yeah, you're just done.
So people had to
And
build around
Runeblade
that.
even
Yeah.
Runeblade at with
Yeah.
a handful of reds. Okay, yeah, I've got 20 rune chance. I attack you. I
I
dump my
block
whole hand.
4.
I block 4.
Yeah.
Thanks for the 16 damage. Oh, and because I dumped my whole hand, I can't block the physical. Yeah, it's just the blues became a lot more. They were already important, but you could run like minimal. Like you could be running hairline. Like I don't know if I have enough blues,
Yeah.
and you were still doing okay. Now it's like, ooh, if I'm playing arcane, somebody with arcane, I need more blue. I need a little bit more blue.
Yeah.
Like you're thinking about, ooh, like maybe instead of playing that yellow, I'll play the blue just to have that blue ratio a little higher. So yeah, it's definitely interesting. There's definitely going to be I predict there's going to be a lot of this spoiler season is going to be. Oh man, Crucible of War spoiler season was a lot of fun. I remember last time we were talking. You got in right around Crucible of War season. How was trying to catch up with everything before that and also into Crucible? How was that for you? As like a new player trying to do everything all at once.
Let's see. So I mean, coming on to crew, I thought spoiler season was pretty big, but it was a little bit. I don't know. I kind of missed the boat on that. I was watching a lot
Yeah.
of YouTube videos and stuff. I never got into spoiler season before in trading card games, but I'm really looking
Oh,
forward to Monarch. I mean,
okay.
I can't wait. I can't wait to see because I was like, oh, the set's gonna be available anyway. But I mean, I
I'll
think
see
that
the
this
cards
is gonna
eventually.
be. Yeah, yeah. I'll just wait a week or two, but I think that the Monarch stuff is just going to be insane because Crew was a little bit hypey,
Yeah.
but once Unlimited dropped, that was the amount of news and information they held back with the TCG player and the
Yeah.
CFB and there's like 3 other things that they held that news for like 3 months and then just dropped it when their thing
Slammed it all.
announced.
Yeah.
That's what we're gonna get in like a month and a half. They're
Okay.
they're saving news, and I've felt, and a lot of people, I think you felt this too.
Yeah.
Like in January and February for Flesh and Blood, it's been very silent. Like
Yeah.
there's not much news at all. People are playing skirmish, obviously, and people are having a lot of fun playing the skirmish events. But overall, things are quiet. But
Skirmish is a red herring.
yeah, yeah.
It was just they
It's like,
lull
hey,
you
look
into a
at
sense of
this,
security,
and then bam.
and then bam, guess what? In the background, you weren't paying attention, and we did a ton of stuff. Yeah, that's
Flesh and
definitely.
Blood is now cryptocurrency.
I
Yeah,
I
that's
mean, at
something.
this point, it really is that true already.
Yeah,
I know a lot of people treat it like it is one, so that's definitely something that I think it has potential to. It's already kind of on that level. Boxes of Welcome to Wraith are at the point where bitcoins were trading in the middle of the hype of Bitcoin when it went up to 4 or 5 thousand, and people were like, "We got to take this seriously now. This is insane." And then obviously
yeah.
there was that spike to 10, and then a fall, and then I think it's back up. I don't follow Bitcoin very much, but I think it's back up. I think Bitcoin's doing quite well again.
I believe so.
I
I
see a
don't
lot of
track
people
it too
still
much.
talk about it, so at least it's still it's in the zeitgeist, man. It's up in there. It's still a topic of conversation. Um,
Oh, for sure. But
yeah,
and I thought of something else. One thing that I'm really looking forward to though is I wasn't in Flesh and Blood when it was Welcome to Wrath to Arcane, where
yeah,
literally the table flipped and
yeah,
everything was new. So when Crucible came out, it was a nice set. I liked the pretty
yeah.
cards, but it didn't change the whole
Oh, it
meta
didn't
as
rewrite
much.
the script. Okay,
It didn't rewrite the script. It was just like making different classes have different cards and
building on
such.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, building on all the blocks that we already had.
Hmm.
But now we're gonna get like the fourth dimension blocks that are just gonna blow everyone's mind. So I'm
Yeah,
really
that's
interested in
true.
that.
That's
And
I think it's a
yeah,
really good point that you're making there from like a new player's perspective because like we talked about
yeah,
it. I didn't have that perspective. I was there when everything came, and so like as everything came along, I had the hype of both of those sets, and then right into crew, and I was riding that high. But for you, it was like you got everything all at once, sensory overload maybe, and then Crucible of War
oh
was
yeah,
just like, oh okay, it's more of this good game that I already like. Cool. Um,
yeah. It was like everything was known. It wasn't like there's this whole new
yeah, or
type of damage or
that we
yeah.
thought, everything we thought we knew was known. Um,
But yeah, I mean, I think another thing that's really a sleeper is AJ, our good friend
yeah,
from Adventure Co Gaming. He had a really good point that equipment, once it's destroyed, it goes into the graveyard.
yep,
I didn't know that.
yeah.
But
Technically, it
if
does.
things, yeah, so if that eclipse existence is going to destroy armor, maybe there's an item that revives armor and puts it
I
back on you.
This is really
So,
funny because I was gonna say segue to our next topic of conversation.
oh,
What about the card that isn't, theoretically possibly leaked? Ray of Hope. What if that's what that card is? I think that would be
maybe.
it'd be really cool if the promos, even if that leak is fake, let's say it is or isn't, who cares? I think it would be really cool if those two promos are not only a light and dark card, which we already know. That is confirmed. You can see that on the TCG Player site. It's a light instant and a dark instant. Or a shadow instant. Sorry, it's I believe the term is shadow. Um, but we already know that, but we're not 100% sure on the text. The leak is possibly a thing, but what if Ray of Hope, no matter what it is just the opposite? So let's say Eclipse Existence destroys all armor. Ray of Hope, bring back all destroyed armor.
Yeah.
That would also just be like, what? That's
And heal your opponent for 5 health.
yeah. Who cares what the downside to that is? Because like you're talking, you already had to break your Mask of Momentum. You want that back? Boom, you got Mask back. You're playing Runeblade, and you can just crack your Blood Sheath for no reason, just to like pop off on a turn, and then just be like, oh, I'm just gonna get it back when I get my Ray of Hope,
Yeah.
and just you can use your Arcanite Skullcap to block everything, burn it out, and then just bring it back later. That is that would be an insane ability. That
Oh
would be
yeah.
crazy.
And for Guardian, it would be really good too, which is
Oh,
my main class because you have the fists, the crater fists that
yeah,
block for 2, and the tectonic plating the 2. So you get so much health in those armor. You just block everything in the
yeah,
beginning, and like you said, like, oh, I know I'm gonna get my Ray of Hope,
yeah.
putting that down
I'll get it.
and getting it back.
Or you can plan to be like, oh, I think I'll probably pull it in the next few hands. We're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Ooh, that's enticing. That's exciting. Uh, how do you think that would change? Are there any other classes that you think would be massively changed by something that could bring equipment back?
Oh gosh.
I mean, all in general. Like obviously, equipment's good, but what would Guardian would be changed a lot.
Yeah,
That's a
that's given.
huge change. Because you've got the double two block. I guess Runeblade does too, because you've got the
Runeblade would be probably the next biggest one because of
yeah
the
the
your favorite card, the Blood Sheath
yeah the effect on
Skeleton.
it. Yeah,
Yeah, because then you could like use its effect and just do a massive amount of damage and
grab it
then just
back.
bring it back. But overall, I really hope they do more equipment destruction
Yeah.
because, as you know, man, the biggest, most expensive cards are the equipment.
Yep.
So if you have a pauper deck with like just commons and rares, and you have stuff that can destroy your opponent's like $200 to $300 card, well, you know,
That
then
evens the
you
playing
really
field.
level the playing field
Yeah.
exactly. So I hope if that's not true, that there's other cards that are equipment destruction based, but
Yeah.
yeah, we'll just have to see. I think there's some shred of truth of it. I think that there's a 50-50 chance. A lot of people are discrediting it, but I could see them doing that.
Or at least maybe some of it is true.
Yeah.
That's it's an interesting possibility, I think, because obviously at this point we're it's been we've known about Monarch for so long, and we've been excited about it since day one. So at this point,
Yeah.
it's like they could come out with like a card that they have behind a pane of like frosted glass that also is pixelated, and there would be people spending hours upon hours in their computer just being like enhance,
I would be.
enhance. I
I
would.
would be paying like the FBI, like send it to the J. Hoover Institute
Look,
over
I
there.
think someone encrypted a murder, a death threat to some important dignitary on this card. I think you need to investigate this. Get your top men on it.
There's white powder on this card. We need to.
We need to investigate what's on it. Yeah, no, we wouldn't want to get LSS in trouble, but yeah, I mean that would be. I think at this point, yeah, anything they even tease is just it's just gonna break us because everyone is so thirsty, and you can tell by how fast these at-home release kits, how fast they go, and they still go. It's like, how many times have they done it? Like 10, I think, at least, because it was twice
like
a day
that.
for a few days, and then they were like, hey, we realized putting up the 2 boxes at a time wasn't really working for everybody, so we're gonna put up 10, but we're only gonna do it once a day every few days. I'm glad to hear that you got one. That's cool. That's
Thanks,
really
man.
nice.
Did you
Yeah.
get one yet?
I haven't gotten one yet. I'm really close. I'm trying to do the trick where you leave the cart open from when you missed it the last time, and then you can just click go. You just reload that page. Apparently, if you have your cookies still full, it's got like all that information on you saved, and you just click reload go. Some people have said that works to get you one faster.
I will say that has worked because
There we go. That's what you did. Okay, cool. I left
did
it
on
open
my
this
iPhone.
time. I left this open this
Good
time.
luck,
So,
man.
yeah.
Yeah, because I mean,
The
it's just,
13th.
I mean, even if it was just those 2 promo cards, would be good. But
Yeah.
they're cold foil.
They're cold
and
foil.
to your point in the very beginning is that cold foil cards were only equipment so far,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Equipments, the potions, I guess, also were cold foil. Equipments, potions, and heroes have been the only things that are cold foils that I know of.
oh yeah, because the cold foil crazy
Brew and the strength time snap and
huh?
the other potion.
Energy.
Energy potion. There we go. How did I not think of energy? But yeah, those 3 were cold foils forever ago. Those were the first cold foil non-weapons, I believe. Heroes were prizes and such like that. And now, yeah, you've got Crazy Brew added to that promos list. So it's exciting. Yeah, something that's an instant that's a cold foil. I like it.
I think you found something there, Matt. And there's LSS is very deliberate with what they do, and there's probably some hidden thing with the lore or something that's going on there, but that is very, very enticing. And I guess if they are the promos, right?
Yeah.
We will most likely see them in a box, probably in Monarch, right?
Yeah. In a non-cold foil format, we'll probably see a regular version of the card. Definitely, I think. I don't
we
think
can still see a cold foil version, right? Because they said cold foil promos, if they're printed as a promo, they can be reprinted.
That's true.
In another set.
I think that's. Oh yeah, in another set. That's true. Maybe they will. Maybe that the wording on that is so they can print it in cold foil inside of the set. I feel like that would diminish the value of the promo if it's also in the box, though.
That is true, but
But not really, because it has a P on it, and it's got the green symbol, which I really like the coloring on that green symbol. Just an aside, that doesn't mean anything.
That
it's a nice green.
So much.
Says the man with a green logo right over there. Yeah, it's a nice green. I like it. But yeah, I think it's interesting that they, yeah. So we'll save that for the next video. Someplace where we can put a cut, because we're recording this all at once, but I'm gonna cut it. But yeah, so that'll be a cut. We'll cut there, and we'll talk about that next time. Our thoughts on the cold foil policy.